So, Jake Paul is going to be fighting Mike Tyson on the 20th of July, 2024. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to Tommy Edson. Hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So, this last week, Jake Paul has announced that he'll be fighting 58-year-old Mike Tyson when they fight on the 20th of July 2024 at the AT&T Stadium in Texas. And this is all going to be streamed live on Netflix. What are your thoughts about it? What do you think about it? Because if you're anything like me, I think this is just an abomination. I think this is just a terrible, terrible idea. And I'm looking at this from every single angle that I can think of. Jake Paul, he's supposed to be trying to convince us, the boxing public, the boxing fandom, as it were, that he wants to take boxing seriously, that he wants to develop his skills, and he wants to become, in quote, a world champion. I think we can safely say that is the biggest load of nonsense, and it's a lie. It's an absolute lie. Because if he wanted to do that, he wouldn't be fighting Mike Tyson. In fact, his last two opponents, you wouldn't have fought those either. He'd be thinking about building on and getting into more credible opponents. But this is just absolute nonsense. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a YouTuber mindset. We're looking at somebody who's going for virality. He's looking for somebody who's trying to get his name in the press. Everybody talking about it. He wants to be considered either a good light or a bad light. It doesn't make any difference. He's looking at eyes on the event, whether people are going to want to buy tickets for this event or whether people are going to want to watch it on Netflix. Now, it's unclear right now whether Netflix are actually going to make this some kind of pay-per-view or whether it's just going to be streamed live on the platform. I think it's going to be streamed live on the platform. So if you own Netflix, great. You'll be able to watch it live, right? But what an absolute ridiculous contest this is. It does nothing for Jake Paul's future. It does nothing for his credibility. The only thing it does is bolsters his ability to, well, make a bit of content go viral. That's it. So from that point of view, it's a complete sham. From Mike Tyson's point of view, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing just biting at somebody like Jake Paul, who's like a troll, right? And you're thinking, I will definitely beat you. You're a 58-year-old man. You were one of the best, if not the best, heavyweights in recent history for certain. What the hell are you doing getting into the ring with somebody like that? Now, regardless of whether you can beat him or not, you can't change age, and you can't change the degrading age. You can offset it, you can do lots of things, but he might have power. He might be able to take out Jake Paul in a couple of rounds. But again, what does it achieve? All it achieves is probably going to get paid a couple of million. Okay, fine, you could go with that. But it does nothing in terms of the competition. Why a 58-year-old man is getting in the ring with a 27-year-old is just ridiculous for me. So there's no competition, there's no sport, there's no challenge. All this does, it just feeds into these nonsense bouts that are just going to come thick and fast now. That's people who don't really I'm not even talking about if you're a boxing purist, but if you're really interested in proper combat sports, because this isn't a combat sport. This isn't even a combat contest. You could have an older man who was once great, but he's an old man now. You got somebody who's young and inexperienced who should be focused on something else and developing his current career in boxing, and he's being sidelined into this. It's just an absolute farce. Either one could get seriously hurt. Either one could have their reputations damaged forever. But especially on Jake Paul's point of view, the boxing fans are going to absolutely turn against him. Those who think, oh, this is a bit of a laugh, when the event actually occurs, you're going to see how deflating it really is. You're going to see an old man in there trying to box. And Jake Paul, all he has to do, this is very simple for Jake Paul, All he has to do is do not engage within 2 or 3 rounds. Do not engage. Let Mike Tyson come on to you, expend his energy, and then just take him out. It's quite simple in those terms, because you can't match a 27-year-old who's currently training and fighting against a 58-year-old who, let's be kind about this, has not been living the cleanest of lives in recent years. Now, but this is Iron Mike Tyson. Yes, Iron Mike Tyson was 25 years ago, not now. Yes, from my age group, of course, this is Iron Mike Tyson, but we would be talking about a 58-year-old against a 53-year-old or a 50-plus-year-old. We're talking about the same generation. But who wants to see that, of course? But you're talking about an old man against you. It's just, it does not work on any single level. Now let's just talk about Netflix. And I think they've really dropped the ball on this one completely, because they're trying to get live sports and boxing onto their platform, but they're launching it with the biggest nonsense fight that there can be. What is their game plan here? Yes, it's about virality. It's about that YouTube mentality, getting eyes on the prize, getting eyes on the product. But what is your product? Are you just going to be a platform that just has exhibition fights, nonsense fights, intrigue fights that, real fans don't really like? Then that's a bad way to start, isn't it? Now, if Netflix had come out and said, right, our first fight is going to be Canelo against Munguia or something like that, and you'd be like, all right, that's a good way to start. Or if they'd said, right, okay, Jake Paul is the one we want to promote on our platform. He's going to be the lead guy. Okay, who can we match him up who's a really big name, but who's current as well? Okay, let's talk about a professional boxer right now. Or you could have a current MMA fighter, whatever it is. Whatever fight you want to make, but they have to be current and they have to be credible. Now, of course, DAZN might have something to say about this, but you could have even launched this with Jake Paul against KSI in the kind of ultimate matchup. Okay, whether that worked contractually, I really don't know. But in terms, you'd have this similar kind of level, whatever level you want to consider it at. Whether it would be a boxing contest, whether it would be a YouTube boxing contest, whether it would be some kind of crossover between novice boxer and MMA fighter. Whichever way you want to look at it, at least there will be comparable levels. Not a 30-year age gap. This is absolute nonsense. So a big miss from Netflix, a big miss from Jake Paul, and a huge big miss from Mike Tyson. And the problem with this contest, regardless of the intrigue, regardless of what people might think, they might want to see Mike Tyson. What can Mike Tyson do in this fight? What can he do as a 58-year-old, 57-year-old against a young Jake Paul? What can he do? But it's just, regardless if he wins or loses, just don't want to see it. We just don't need to see it. This is not a competition. Even if he does bring a competition, what next? What next for Mike Tyson? Because it's not just a one-off event that you want to invest in. You want to invest in recurrent events, right? So what is all this about? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But my gut feeling here is, as we get closer and closer to this fight, yes, you're going to have increasing intrigue, of course. It's going to be hyped up to the max, but there's going to be an ever-increasing backlash against this kind of contest, this kind of matchup, especially when you launch with an event poster of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and it's not even a current picture of Mike Tyson, and it's been doctored as well. You're trying to make Mike Tyson look younger than he actually is. For me, this is not the kind of fight that we should even be encouraging. We should not be encouraging this kind of fight where older men get into the ring with younger men. We've seen it recently in the United States, the tail end of last year, when an elderly gent got into the ring and it just looked ridiculous. Of course, now we're talking about Mike Tyson, right? You can't change age. You don't lose power, but you lose your speed. You lose your processing power, and especially what Mike Tyson's been doing to himself in recent years, how his brain might be frazzled as well. Who knows? Who knows? The key here is whether Mike Tyson is going to get a license to fight, whether he's going to be passed medically fit, and what does this mean? Is this going to be a pro fight? Or is this going to be an exhibition fight? Is it going to be an exhibition fight? Then are they going to have some ground rules? Well, then if they can start having ground rules, then again, what's the point of the fight? What is the point of this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for all future videos. And I will catch you again in another video coming very soon. Bye now.